Hello, my name is Lisimule and I'm an occupational therapist practicing in Pretoria and other parts of South Africa. Yes, previously we did a video regarding children returning to school on a full-time basis. And the feedback we got from that video was quite a positive one. We had quite a lot of inquiries regarding how to assist kids, and I believe from there that it actually met what it was sent for. And I strongly believe that we would still do more that would have impact on how to assist our children, because the main thing that I would love to focus on is on how to assist children to be well integrated into school activities, into academic activities, so to speak. So today I want us to speak briefly about dyslexia. And what is dyslexia, and how does the person with dyslexia present with, and how can they be assisted if there's any help for them. So dyslexia is one word that is actually one condition or disorder, learning disorder, that is not really known in disadvantaged communities, of which most of us grew up with. Because it's a learning disorder, the person present with a reading disorder and a spelling disorders. Whatever that they spell, it's not what the next person might be able to read. When they read, it's not exactly, they struggle. It's not exactly what is written. So now we see them like they would have enormous difficulty reading. And when we talk about reading, we also talk about reading loud. Imagine the child now having to read loud in the class and they cannot read. Imagine the embarrassment. So, and even when they read, they tend to read very slow. And even their writing, they would write very slow. So imagine this child that reads slow, that is writing slow. When the work becomes more and the teacher wants to work at the faster pace, what happens to that child? The child falls off. As we said, they've got terrible spelling problems. And they would avoid anything that would require them to read. And imagine if you would avoid to read, school is all about reading and writing. So these are the things, that basic things that they would struggle with. And these are the basic prerequisite skills that we say they are needed for learning. And this is what they struggle with. So some of them, even when they read, they will tend to mispronounce the names, even whatever that they might have learned. For them to retrieve that word and write it during test, it's a problem. So those are the children that I would want to talk about. We say they are having dyslexia. Previously, we tend to think that these are the children that are not serious, that are not talented enough, that are playful, that they are not taking their schoolwork as serious as they should be. Whereas that is not entirely truth. Remember, children with dyslexia, they have normal IQ level like anybody. They are very intelligent, those kids. It's just that their brain works differently from children without dyslexia. So I want us to address that and now work around that stigma that has been given to dyslexia, because this is one thing that has never, children with most, especially, as I said, children from the disadvantaged areas, communities, they've never been given opportunity to be assessed and to be guided. So here is a child with dyslexia in the class. And now every time they are teaching the child to read or write, it's a different story. So these children end up being labeled slow learners, that they are not intelligent enough to participate in the mainstream school, whereas it's not entirely true. These children have got normal IQ, as we said, meaning they can be qualified professionals tomorrow if proper interventions is being given on time. And I've seen children, even the studies have shown that most children with dyslexia, if they are well guided and they are well supported, proper interventions are put into place, they excel in fields like engineering, your graphic design, your architectural professions. We see them doing marvelous things. But the issue here is that we need to be able to identify and assist them, instead of us always calling them names that you cannot read, you can't write, hence you're not clever enough. Because most of them, we've lost a lot of them along the way. Some dropped out at the school because because the embarrassment was too much. Going to school and not being able to function like your mates made them just to decided, no, they are not going to go that way of completing school. Whereas if proper guidance was given, they would have done best. Some of them would have been engineers as we are speaking. So I know even with our educators, because it's not their specialty, they might not know that there is such thing called dyslexia, where the child will present with learning, with reading and spelling disorders. So I want us to bring this information to everybody's attention, that there is such thing. These children have normal IQ, meaning they are intelligent enough to study in the mainstream. But what we need to do is that once we start seeing those kind of problems, we need to go out and look for help, because help is available. As I said, occupational therapists do marvelous work with these kids. If the child is integrated on time, is being attended on time, assessed on time, and interventions are implemented on time, they will be able to cope much better than they would. They will be able to persevere throughout up until they get to varsity like any other children. So as I'm saying, there's a thing called dyslexia, and this February is actually a dyslexic month. We are celebrating the dyslexia. We acknowledge that it exists, and we are also appreciative that there are therapists that are able to contain and to ensure that these children also live normal life and also enjoy their school career like any other child. So as I said previously, if you pick up any problems that I would have mentioned earlier, you are more than welcome to contact us. I mentioned our email, which is info@matoma.co.za, and our WhatsApp number, which is 073 168 5621. Dyslexia is there. These children just need support that needs to be understood. They need to be nurtured, because believe me, they are highly gifted more than we can think. They can come with amazing thing. There was one that actually developed one software that it still surprises many people, whereas many has already written these children off that this one that cannot read properly at grade 1 or grade 2 will never go anywhere. But because luckily for that child, there was one of those one that were advantaged enough to have gotten help and proper guidance. That's how the child even managed to excel to the level that he finished school. So dyslexia is one thing that is also close to my heart, because I also have a child that is dyslexia, and I've done quite a lot, and today the child is performing quite well in the school. She's competing, she's enjoying the school. So as much as this child was frustrated when we picked it up, but we were able to work it through. We were able to assist the child, and now the child is enjoying the school like any other child. I would also like to assist more other kids, because I know there are millions and thousands of kids. We cannot reach everybody, of course, but those few that we can reach, I would really love to assist, so that we can turn this thing around and make them enjoy life as they're supposed to, enjoy their school, become what they also want, because they also have dreams. So imagine if they are having their own dreams, that I want to tomorrow to become a doctor or engineer. Already we are condemning them at the primary level that you are not belonging here, you should go to special school. We are killing their morale. So now help is there. As I have mentioned, we are readily available to assist with guidance, any questions that parents might have, or even the teachers, because I know most teachers, they will be sitting with this kind of child, and as I'm saying, the teacher is trained to teach, not to come and identify this kind of problems or deal with them. So those kind of things also tend to frustrate the teacher, because it holds the teacher back. Every time that the teacher needs to move faster, move forward, here is this one child that will always struggle to grasp a basic concept of spelling. So we are here to assist, so that things move slowly smoothly from these children, for education system, even for the teachers, because believe me, our teachers work very hard. It's just that there are things like this that actually are barriers, so that there are barriers for their performance. Their performance is not being seen. They are putting a lot of hard works, but because of things like this, we tend to think like, other kids, other schools are, no, there's no such thing that the other schools are performing, are working harder than the other ones. All the schools are working, all the teachers are working. The only problems are things like this that we need to tackle with and deal with. So I thank you. I hope this would assist. Thank you. Bye.